Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Monday, February 5th, 2024. And the first thing I wanted to take a look at was an article I saw about a pigeon that apparently was spying for China, or at least they thought it was spying for China, and India kept the bird for 8 months. They finally released it after realizing that there were apparently marks. It has a ring around his feet, or how you can say that, but it had a ring around it and it had Chinese characters. But it turned out it was a bird, how to say this, used for games in Taiwan. So apparently it got a little out of direction. It never returned to Taiwan, and apparently they checked everything. It took 8 months to check everything. And the pigeon was released again and now has to return 5,000 kilometers to Taiwan from India. I hope the bird will make it, but it's interesting to read, really, an interesting article. The other thing I wanted to mention was Argentina. Milei is really going ahead towards, the United States of America, focusing on the dollar, although we see a lot of countries actually joining BRICS and leaving behind the dollar. But he is completely focused on that. Very interesting to see. I think it is really about waking up people, and he's playing his part, just like Orban in Hungary, who actually now agreed with the 50 billion euro going towards Ukraine from the European Union. I already mentioned that things were coming out, that they were trying to force him to, agree with it. And I think this is also about opening people's minds about all the tricks, all the things are happening. And it will, of course, make people angry, because a lot of countries here in Europe, we have so many things going wrong. And again, 50 billion euro going ahead from the European Union towards Ukraine. Well, most people can see that it's not going anywhere. So this is again waking up people. Another thing that is very interesting is an article I read from, of course, Elon Musk, who's made his Neuralink, which is, of course, an implant for the brain that, of course, can help out. Its technology you can use for good and for bad. At least that's how I see it. It really depends on the intention behind it. But he's now been through the human trials, and this came out. And here in the Netherlands, the parliament was very happy about this and had some questions like, what if the information on there is, how if companies get their hands on this information? I believe, again, that this is necessary for people to realize how far this is already along. A lot of people have no idea that things like that are already there. Of course, they have, the dark energies had this for a long, long time. But it's now coming out that people realize there are implants that can be, put in your brain and can help you in a way. But of course, it can also be used against you. And I think this is all part in, opening people up for transhumanism. It's very important to understand for people that really the last goal of the dark energies is transhumanism. And most people are completely unaware of that, or even unaware of what transhumanism is. I believe that the dark energies want to get rid of as many people as possible, and the people that remain, they want to fully control. They want to fuse humans with technology, like the Borg in Star Trek. They really want full control of humanity by using all kinds of technology. So this is transhumanism. I keep saying it in Dutch. Sorry, I just made the Dutch video. That's why I have to switch it up a little bit. So I think it's very important that they see it, that they see things happening and are like, wait, this is all possible. And what if companies get access to all this information? And it just opens up people's minds. And then, of course, the step to, explaining and showing people that transhumanism is what they truly want. it won't be that far ahead. They won't be rejecting it immediately. So I think they're all playing their parts, I believe. Musk is playing his part. Milei is playing his part. Orban is playing his part. It's very interesting to see. At least that's how I see things. I looked at the... we are trying to get a new government here in the Netherlands, and I actually looked at it with the cards, just more in depth what is going on. I also talked about, they have a few parties. They're trying to get a government together, and they're kind of attacking each other. And also, one of the parties is the BBB party. That's for the farmers, so to speak, but I don't believe they are truly there for the farmers. And they got a lot of criticism because they weren't separating themselves from what is happening now. We have like the Farmers Defense Force, Van den Oever, I think his name is, if I'm not mistaken. I just have to check again. Van den Oever, that's correct. And he made certain... he said a few things about the Minister of our Agriculture here, Adema. And they want, of course, the BBB party to separate themselves from this because they see this as horrible that someone would do that. To be very honest, I hope they're going to, stop attacking people, stop attacking the puppets. Because it's not about the minister right now. Because they will exchange, another puppet will come. It is the policies that's been given to them higher up. It's from the World Economic Forum. Klaus, he wants to get rid of all the farmers so he can take over the food production. He wants to get rid of the farmers so he can build his tri-state city and things like that. So this is higher up. This has nothing to do with the puppet that is in place. So it's really pointless to focus on those puppets. And I'm just like, the farmers shouldn't focus on that. They should focus on that nitrogen mess. We have a book called The Nitrogen Funnel. That's the translation. Arnoud Janssen, who actually, Jaspers, I believe. I made that mistake in a Dutch video as well. It is, Arnoud Jaspers. And he already explained that the entire nitrogen policy is based on nothing. It's completely absurd here in the Netherlands. If I was farmers, I would focus on that. Focus on the fact that it's nonsense. The entire policies is nonsense. And then you can, continue that really this has a completely bigger agenda. Because there is even someone who invented something against the nitrogen, to fix it. It's already been known by the government and they're not doing anything with it. Now, I don't believe there is a nitrogen problem, but I actually wanted to mention that as well because it shows that the government really doesn't want to change anything because this isn't about the nitrogen. It's about a bigger agenda. And I think the farmers should focus on that. And I know a lot of farmers do understand that, but it's unfortunate that Van den Oever focuses only on people that are there. I'm not sure why he does that. And it's sad because really this is about way bigger than the puppet in so-called control in The Hague. So I looked at that and I saw that it's still going to stand still. This entire government they're trying to create, it's going to stand still for quite some time. I had the Two of Wands. I also had the Seven of Swords. So I believe that they're trying to, get away with things. I don't think it's going to end up, they're not going to get away with anything. The card underneath the central card, which is the Seven of Swords, not taking accountability, not taking responsibility, is the Six of Wands. And this is interesting. So there's going to be some kind of victory. So, or this means that it's completely going to collapse and we get to vote again, or they're going to succeed somehow. But I also have in the future the Judgment card and the Queen of Swords. I do believe that it's not going to last very long. It's really about waking up people and discernment is used. So nothing is what it seems. It's a phrase I'm using more and more, but it's interesting to see. So I don't think they're actually going to be able to pull this off. But if they do, it's not going to last very long here in the Netherlands. I do believe that we'll get voting again very, very soon when things get moving. But we'll have to wait and see. And in this video, I want to take a look at Tucker Carlson, who is in Russia. This is interesting because a lot of people are like, oh, he's going to have an interview with Mr. P from Russia. Or maybe he's even going to talk to Snowden, who's also there, of course, in that area. But I'm just going to see what the energy is of Tucker Carlson in Russia right now. We have the Six of Swords. We have the World card as the central card. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. So there is a yes there. So he's probably going to interview probably Mr. P. I'm really interested in that. We also see the Eight of Swords underneath the World card. We see the Knight of Pentacles and we see the Three of Pentacles. So this is all planned. This is all being worked out and worked on. This is all done on purpose. This is really very purposeful planning. I see that it's moving away from certain things. The new world in essence, like he's working with that as well. He's showing people. I do think he's going to get an interview with Mr. P. I do think that that's very important for the world to see. Although a lot of people will respond with that oh, this is awful, why are you giving a voice to Mr. P. But I think Mr. P is going to get very honest. And it wouldn't surprise me if he also talks to Snowden about certain things, because he also has a lot of information. But this is to the world, to show the world what's really going on. A lot of people are not going to react very kind to that, but it will open up people's minds. It will open up different way of looking at things. And he has an enormous public, looking at him. This is going to get very interesting, but this is all planned. This is all planned. This is very, very interesting. I think he's really going to... I saw a clip, I shared it, that he was like, well, we will see if he's going to interview Mr. P or not. But I think he is. He's going to show the world and show a different side. Not everybody's going to be very happy about that. That's for sure. But there's not much they can do about this. It's going to be very interesting. I also looked at the week ahead in my Dutch video. So I used my small cards, obviously, because I wanted to use all the cards for the Tucker Carlson card reading. And the cards I got for this week were the Nine of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Four of Cups. So this is going to be an emotional week. I think for the people that are already aware of a lot of things, things will be happening that will feel good to the people who are aware of it. But the people that are not aware of it, it's going to be sadness, frustration, disappointment. There's going to be more and more resisting what is going on. We see, of course, the farmers here in the Netherlands are going to, have more things planned this week. The farmers are, of course, in Europe just standing up. We've got Ireland, we've got France, we've got Belgium, we've got the Netherlands, Germany, Malta. I saw something that the farmers are also standing up there. Italy, many farmers, Lithuania. It's just people are fed up with it, and just worldwide, I do think that around the world people are just fed up with this entire situation. And I think this week is going to be emotional. It will hurt people that, of course, are not aware of what's really going on, but it's necessary to create resistance, to not accept what is going on and what is happening, and that they see more and more that the government is not there to help them. Governments around the world. So this is an emotional week. We also have, and that's interesting, for the advice, the Moon card. We've got the World card, and we have the King of Cups. I believe that he was also there last week, I think, as advice. And it's really about handling in a mature way your emotions and your feelings, especially if it's going to be an emotional week. So it doesn't surprise me at all that the King of Cups shows up. This is about the new energy coming in and focusing on that. The advice is to focus on what do you want to manifest, where do you want to focus on, where do you want to focus your energy on, because that will start manifesting. So it's important that we really deal with things and emotional things as mature as possible. And nothing is what it seems. Again, this just keeps popping up, the moon. And that's really the card that we're not seeing everything. And that's very important to really feel through things and see, what's happening, if that's true, if it resonates with you, because nothing is what it seems. So it may seem one way to also create a reaction from people, but it actually will be something else entirely. And I think we are really in this information war where nothing is what it seems, and we really need to keep an open mind for things. So this is what I've got for this week. Hope to see you in another video. Bye.